What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to the Bass All Year channel. Connor here, catching up with y'all. So for a while, you guys wanted me to do a certain kind of video, and I think this is one of the most famed and produced videos for all anglers. And I think for myself, I love seeing what's in other people's boats, whether it be tackle, their tow rig, set up their boat. We're on to rods and reels today. A lot of people have been asking for this setup to kind of check out my 2019 arsenal. I know a couple months late, but nevertheless, we are catching up with y'all today. I'm going to walk you through my rod and reel arsenal, get started, walk you through my lineup. Got the dogs out running while we film this up. Good girl. Alrighty, so right off the bat, I'm just going to start by saying 90% of my reels are the Lews Speed Spool custom SLP reels. These things are absolute tanks, man. Best reels you can buy for right now. We'll start off with a little spinning combo here. This is the Lews Mach 2 spinning combo. Now this is in the 7.3 medium heavy stud right here. Shaky heads, wacky rigs. You know, I do a lot of dock fishing. It's actually this year, the last video, if you haven't checked it out, this is the combo I caught that 7-pounder on, fishing that bed. And I had a lot of fun with this. It's got that spooled up with 20-pound braid. I use Suffix Performance, really the only braid I throw anymore. But I really don't bring a lot of spinning rods around. You know, this I can tie fluorocarbon leader if needed, which is what I mainly do anyways. Or I can just throw the 20-pound main line, wacky rigs around, lily pads, dock lines, whatever it might be, and get a lot of good hookups. I like this rod and reel combo a lot. The drag is real smooth. This is a 300 size reel. That's about all you need for the type of fishing I do with it. That's number one. Like I said, that's the only spinning combo. Like I said, you know, fishing Florida most of the time where I live, so that's most of the fishing I do is with the bait caster, flipping cover, or fishing offshore, whatever it might be. This right here is probably one of my favorite combos. This is a Dobbins Champion XP DC 744C. So basically this is like a jig rod special. It's a 7.4, extra fast action, but man, this thing is a stud. Fishing lighter Texas rigs, weightless plastics. Again, that's got that Lews custom SLP. It's a 6:4 gear ratio, spooled it with 15-pound Seaguard and VizX. Really can't go wrong. And this is just an all-around versatile rod and reel combo. So if you're looking for something in that price range, just a good quality setup, that's it right there, man. I don't really know how shaky this video is. I've got the GoPro on a grip. I can tell already that it's shaking, but it's on a grip sitting on my Humminbird mount. So we're working with what we got today. All right, next we've got another, again, most of them are just these custom SLP. I love these reels. Y'all really need to go and check this reel out. Tackle Warehouse, Lews.com. Plenty of retailers hold this thing. They cast a mile, man. This model reel here is the CG1H. Again, 6.8 to 1 gear ratio. I think I said it's a 6.4 to 1. It's actually a 6.8. Again, this is a Dobbins Fury 734C. This thing is, again, all-around versatile rod, really good for chatterbaits, swimming jigs, 10-inch worm, ribbon tail, lighter Carolina rigs. What else do we have on here? Sinkos, you know, frogs, small swim baits. So this rod does it all too, man. It's a 7'3", 4-action, fast action. This one here, 15-pound in VizX again. Been throwing a lot of lighter jigs on it, that 3/8 ounce, you know, area around dock. So like that a lot. And that's one of the cheaper Dobbins rods that they carry in their lineup. So check those out as well. And this rod's fun. This is a Dobyns Champion 705 crankbait rod. It's not glass. It's still a graphite rod. That's got the CG1H custom SLP by Lews. Sweet, sweet reel. I mean, I literally almost spooled the reel casting this little Carl's Bait and Tackle square bill. Awesome color with the chartreuse black back to be thrown in the lakes I'm fishing right now with the darker water. It's a 7-foot 5-power crankbait rod. When you load up into fish on this, man, it's a fun ride. These, you know, it's not so much fun when you get a 6+ in the tournament, but it's a sweet rod to be throwing them around. That one's got 12-pound Seaguard and VizX on it. Keeping it going with the crankbaits, we've got a Dobyns Champion 804. This is an 8-foot 4-action crankbait rod, kind of what I throw my deeper stuff on. It's another Carl's Bait and Tackle crankbaits. Y'all need to check them out on carlsbaitandtackle.com. These things are the real deal, man. The color combinations they have are sweet. These things run so true. This is the CG1SH. Now this is a 7.5 to 1 gear ratio. The only reason I went a little higher on this one for my deeper crankbaits is I want to get that crankbait down there quick wherever I'm fishing it at. This Dobyns Champion loads up awesome on these fish. When you're hitting these fish on deeper ledges, I fished crankbaits like this a lot out on the Butler chain of lakes up in Central Florida, or down in Central Florida I should say. But if you're looking for just a sweet, I guess you could say you're looking for that all-around awesome crankbait rod, I mean, you can still throw rattle traps, you can still throw square bills on it. I just like throwing my deeper stuff because it is a bigger rod and it loads up so nice. Check out those Dobbins Champions, man. So these next three are kind of like my starting lineup, man. If you see this gambler bass boat sitting at a ramp anywhere and you look on the front deck, you're going to see these three rods. My three favorite setups, including that first Dobbins Champion XP I showed you. But these three in particular are going to jump to because these things just perform so well for me. And the first one's going to be a Dobbins Champion Extreme HP. This thing is gnarly. My favorite rod, definitely the most expensive rod. It is a DX784C. Now that is a 7/8 4-power rod, and you want to talk about a worm, brush pile, offshore grass, ledge, you name it, fishing machine, this rod does it for you. Matched with that Speed Spool SLP, that's a CG1SH. Again, I'm fishing a lot of deeper water, so I like that 7:5 gear ratio, and as you can see, it's got a big old Carolina rig on it, so I like catching up to that slack line when those fish run off deep with that bait. That's got 17-pound Seaguar and VizX. Actually, Legend of Woolly Swamp, Eric Tilson there kind of recommended that to me a couple months ago. We were fishing, and he was telling me, that 15 pounds nice, but when you need to pull fish out of some deeper stuff, especially when you're trying to horse them, that 17 pound comes in clutch. So, and I've definitely enjoyed it a lot. Still cast pretty much 3/4 of that spool every time I whip this 3/4 ounce tungsten Carolina rig setup. So this thing right here is sweet, man. Every time someone picks it up, they enjoy this rod a lot. Definitely carries a high price tag, but that rod and reel combo right there is legit. Again, another sweet setup with the Speed Spool CG1SH. That's a custom SLP. Once again, like I said, 90% of my reels we're running this year are these bad boys. And this one's another 7:5 gear ratio. But the Dobyns Sierra series. This is actually the 766. It's a flipping stick, but I had Jake Hutchinson from Impact Rods put me on another guide at the bottom there. You want to talk a swim bait machine. Pretty much anytime you see me chucking a Gambler Easy, man, it's on this rod. Full handle grip. Dude, this freaking rod rips into fish, loads up so well, it can just heen them through any type of cover you need them to do. This stick will do it. Awesome rod. Check them out. Kind of their medium, series, their Sierra series, just above the Fury. So, again, Dobbins performing well. And definitely in the past year, something I've definitely fell in love with is really just picking up a flipping stick and sticking with it all day. It's something I've gained a lot of confidence in. And this one right here, the Dobyns Champion 805 flip/punch rod. That's an 8'5" power. Extra heavy action. Spooled that up with 65-pound Champion line. This thing right here, kind of speechless to say, because when you hit into a fish, she's coming out of that mat. And 9 times out of 10, you get a fish that flops up on top of the mat, this fish come out. But you can drive that hook home with this rod so well, so sensitive. You feel the smallest bites, and a lot of the time when you're flipping a 1 ounce, this is coming from me, a 1 ounce, 1.5 ounce tungsten, it's really hard to feel those smaller bites. You really don't know, like, am I stuck on the bottom of the mat or what? This thing right here, you can feel the fish flaring their gills next to the dang bait. So, if you're really trying to get into flipping and pitching, those Dobyns Champion series are so freaking sensitive. You can feel so much. So that's generally the package right there. It's the big old, this is a 3/4 ounce tungsten, rage crawl on the back, 65-pound line, CG1XH. This is the 8:3 gear ratio, and this will pull fish out of everything you need it to. This reel does everything and more paired with that rod. These series of reels are butter smooth, man. They can cast a country mile. I actually got this to have as another topwater rod. This is a Castaway Pro Sport series. As you can see, it's unspooled. It's brand spanking new. It's actually, like I said, it's just gonna be one of my backup rods. Going into fishing schools and stuff, I like having 2 rods up there on the deck ready to rock. Might have a jerkbait on it. We don't know, but it's gonna be one of those versatile setups because it's a 7-foot medium heavy. For me, I believe that's one of the most versatile setups you can put in your boat. You can fish all sorts of stuff on it. You load this thing with around 15-pound line, you can pretty much line up a dozen baits on it. Sweet setup right there. We are getting some drizzles, of course. I wanted to go run the boat after this, so we'll kind of blow through the end of this. The carbon fire speed sticks, y'all know I'm obsessed with these. Honestly, if you want to I think they're under $60 at this point because they're always on sale at Dick's Sporting Goods. 7.3 heavy, a sweet swim jig setup. This is, I don't even know what they call these reels anymore. This is the Lews. I'm pretty sure they're just the Pro. This is in the 6/8-1. It's like 5.5 ounces, man. This thing can sling a swim jig across Lake Okeechobee. I mean, this reel is legit. 50-pound Suffix braid, and the thing will just pick up a swim jig and chuck it a country mile. And these speed sticks, they're light, they got the wind grip, and they load up excellent. We've got another carbon fire speed stick. And this one I do, so a Cinco for instance. It's an excellent Cinco rod to be casting up into lily pads when you know you're going to be getting big bites, especially this time of the year. 30-pound braid. And this is one of my older custom SLP speed spools from Lews. I've actually had this reel about 3 years. As soon as they came out, I actually bought it. When I got back from Germany when I was in the army, when I was stationed over there, I bought it with some of the money I had saved with the Dobbins Fury. And that reel's still kicking strong, and she's pulled a lot of big fish out of a lot of nasty stuff, and that reel's still cooking. So this was the first reel I bought, and I knew after buying this one that I wanted to have a full lineup of these reels, so that kind of explains the full story of all my every other combo I have having those reels. And we will end it here with another Carbon Fire 7-foot medium heavy. You want to talk about a freaking tank of a topwater rod for 49 bucks? Y'all better be heading to Dick's Sporting Goods, Lews.com. I don't know, find these rods somewhere because they are kind of hard to find, but these things are sweet. And if you can put in the comments below and name what Lews reel that is, we'll send you some decals and a hat, get some stuff out to you. But again, it is an awesome topwater rod and reel. It's got so much backbone, but so much tip to be able to walk these baits efficiently and fish some topwater stuff. That's got 30-pound Suffix braid. Again, could probably cast across Lake Okeechobee, Lake Superior, all the Great Lakes and more. Probably cast across the entire freaking Pacific Ocean because this thing throws bombs. I've had this reel just over 8 years, so that tells you how old it is, and it tells you the quality Lews puts into their stuff and how long they'll last you when you invest into their products. That's pretty much going to end it for me, guys. I'm going to film a couple other videos. I was hoping to get on the lake and fish a little bit, but it looks like we got some rain coming, so that kind of sucks. But I hope you guys enjoyed that full line setup. Hopefully you guys can go out there, shop some reels to give you some ideas to spend your hard-earned money on. But until next video, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe. Stay tuned for some awesome bass fishing content. We might even brace the elements today and just go out and do some fun fishing. So until next video, y'all take care. Thanks for watching. See ya.